Let's continue off. We were talking to is this is Penny. Penny Pointer. Poppy Pointer. So we got Pointers and Fitzes. And the crazy detective lady who's already here.
Does this count as being outdoors?
Yeah. No. Doesn't matter.
No. Okay, so this is hints. Okay. I'm good to go. Oh, look at that butterfly.
Check out that butterfly.
Yeah.
Looks evil.
It does look evil.
Wow. Judgmental.
Got an apple?
Lighting desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Alright. So we got a statement. I think I didn't bother asking her about people or things yet. So, let's go talk.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it.
For
Genevieve.
my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her, but she had a way of understanding unspoken things.
Oh, okay. Nice. Oops. Delete that. I'm not supposed to see that.
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
Oh,
Poppy?
did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it. Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Kinda salty, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't remember asking for your input. She's a most unsavory little... She's incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms or...
Giant bird arms.
I go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow. I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility.
There we go.
Did you not know that?
No, we didn't. We're getting to know things now.
She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh. I mean, well, you don't need to.
No, no. It's quite
Cheers,
all right.
B.
I'm comfortable with it.
Felix.
I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable.
And Flora.
A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see that.
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
I said it.
Ouch. Okay, so now like items.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course.
Sometimes.
I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
Oh, they've all got T's.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest. Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Okay then. Got Beetle?
Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you...
Yeah, no one knows that shit yet.
No, can't say I... I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Noted. Alright, let's have a look at the bird book. She'll know about birds, right?
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one? Well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them. Even this one of...
Yes.
Okay.
You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you?
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest. Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Yeah.
Oh, only last week I asked that miserable Hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her. Freya doesn't take very good care of her pains, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities. Oh, that's rather sad.
Oh.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
Damage tape.
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! hardly the place for it.
I'm not getting anywhere here. I'm gonna probably come back and ask these guys like a million questions anyway. Is that a
I
mirror?
don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
Okay.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
I don't have that problem anymore.
What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh,
Alright, we got one more room, maybe this one. And then we've been everywhere. Honey's room.
that's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
What a flower. Unusual shape, looks healthy and well looked after. Fresh and moist, unusual blue color.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
Oh,
Nope. They're wooden.
another puzzle.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the position of the 7 birds.
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
Okay. Let's say... Is he going to give me a hint if I click this again? Let's say everything with the white line has something in common. And the ones on the ends are super unique.
Nothing.
I think the birds are related to each other.
Oh, like a family tree. Okay. Okay. So like you'd have like a green and a white bird and it makes like a greenish bird. Right? And then here you got what? A sleepy bird. And it's a very sleepy bird. And there you go. A half an eye. I think I'm kind of going the right way about this. But this is probably like this. What does blue and yellow make? Green? Yeah. Looking to the right, looking to the left, looking into the middle. Okay? The eyes, right? This one's looking to the right, this one's looking to the left, this one's looking directly in the middle. Then this one's green, da 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 da. And then eye open, eye closed, eye half open. Right? I think I've cracked it.
I got it.
Yes!
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed by myself. I'm awesome.
Did the door open? What's in there?
Now I'll get her. A rope seems to have come into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled onto the paper. Now I'll get her. Okay. This could be like a rope from a rose.
You know, the birds can easily get in and out of those cages.
Well, if that's true, can they even be considered cages?
A little bedtime reading?
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
A little tea set. Most recently,
One of the cups has tea in it.
what's in the other one?
Birdseed.
Oh, a little cup of tea, a little bit of bird. Alright.
Looks like nature and rude.
Okay. Is that all the rooms now? That's all the rooms, all the people. There's this midnight garden. Let's take a recap of this door lock thing.
A big glass door leads out into a garden.
There's a little mechanism by the...
Okay, so a diagonal moons, and then if we take these off, it's like in a triangle formation like that. Okay, that's not going to open.
Guess
However,
we'll come back later.
we now go and put maybe this room's moons in that order. Maybe we'll get into it.
It's locked.
I thought we were...
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Like that.
It made a noise.
I guess that was right.
You're goddamn right.
And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress. We already solved
Yeah, but the door didn't unlock.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, like a diagonal. Okay. Like the way they walk around.
a big glass door leads out.
There's a little
Like this.
Something happened.
That must be it. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
Rooftop garden.
It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Now, apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Earmuffs. Lute statue. Oh, let's get the band back together.
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Yeah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
Bunch of feathers.
That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon. A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason.
Oh, is that the one that goes all the way down into the foyer?
See those metal bars around the edges too?
Oh, yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
Trees. On a roof.
In a garden.
In a garden. On a roof. Oh, good.
And then a bridge.
I'm glad to know there's a way to get across that tiny, tiny pond.
Not all bridges are about getting across stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure about. I agree with that. All right. Okay. We can see a little link between all of these. Where she is. Is there anything suspicious about Flora? Oh. No. Go back to my notes. Felix. Related to these two. Oh, this is his route that he took. Oh, okay. Okay. We didn't get everybody's little, I don't think we got Poppy's description of events, did we? A statement?
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened.
And the professor's outside.
She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry.
Punched
I
her?
dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
That was a blood test on the painting.
Feathers flashing in the light, from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage. Eavesdrop what the stars are saying, earthly tether, slowly fraying, floating helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, it's mine.
Dun 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 dun. Okay.
What's so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
Okie dokie.
I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
Oh, okay, okay.
Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Huh. Right.
Doesn't like Penny at all.
I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective. Those petals,
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
Found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones. Like he's in the recording studio with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway. I can't remember exactly. I see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet. You get some weird insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
Okay.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Let's go. Oh, we're going back to the original? Okay. A poet and a pianist. Suspect statements.
That's all the statements collected.
Yeah.
Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if
Okay.
anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
I just all mixed in.
In the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
Yeah.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Yeah.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside.
Yeah.
He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
Oh.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
Oh, what's this one then?
That's all the statements collected. It's a bird bath, not just
The
ring.
birds seem-
They're even singing. Toot, toot, toot.
Please don't do that.
This is some garden.
Do the plants all look a little strange to you? Which one do you think came first? The tree or the house?
The age-old question.
Oh, here we go. This is the facts. This is the pond from upstairs. Oh, hold on, what's this?
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Here we go. Lord Fellow, Lady Fellow, Selena Stonetop, Felicia Fellow, Damien Dusk, Freya Fellow, Prince Felix, Emily Fitz Fellow, Lord Remington, Lady Remington, Flora Remington, Primrose Remington, Richard Remington, and Fiora Remington married Felix, and we have Fiona Fellow. Lord Pointer, Lady Pointer, Buck Brackley, Percival Pointer, and Primrose for Poppy, and Penelope. So that is why they're all quite different.
Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects. Fiona Fellow. We met her. She's one of the suspects.
Yeah, we
Fitzfellow.
met him. He's one of the suspects. But these ones,
Damien Dusk. It's Freya's father. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Selena Stonetop.
No family line. Apparently, she just appeared out of nowhere. Lord Fellow.
Looks like he was married twice.
Scandal.
Scandal.
Lord Pointer.
This goes back a couple of generations. Buck Brackley.
No line.
Guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Pandora Pointer. I guess she doesn't live here anymore. Richard Remington.
The one and only.
Okay. Interesting. Professional snoop.
A door.
Oh, what's behind it?
A room.
Good to know. Before we ask her anything, actually.
A little pot plant. Balanced.
It's the only plant in the entire room. A bunch of old books, covered in dust now, but they look well read.
Okay.
Half the room is a big.
I don't know if you can call
I'm gonna guess she's not gonna talk,
it's more
but
like the sudden absence of wall.
maybe she will.
Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimoire, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the mark.
Is it worth asking her anything else?
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials?
I think I'm gonna go down to talk to Fitz. I don't think she's going to talk at all, is she?
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
Oh, okay.
She was always
Freya?
kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind. Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong? Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
I wouldn't have thought they were together.
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology. Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's... me.
That's
a joke.
It was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see. She questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me, I can tell.
We could ask Hawkshaw about the fact that she was hired by Pointer now, because we knew that.
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
Come on now.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone.
Are these headphones on your little statue here?
Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No, I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
Those petals, they,
What?
they're red.
Okay.
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
They're all keeping hush about that, huh?
These 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they, like, her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not.
They're the Amatees.
I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. It's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course. What's with the broken glass? Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Yeah, we did.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks.
Aww.
Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although, the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting.
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you, in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Are we done?
I think he likes Poppy.
That's quite sweet, really. Felix made that? Huh. This is a good example of how things work. I mixed that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes. You never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny, inedible fruit?
You look at it.
You looking at? Yeah.
You ever seen this before, Fitz?
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her.
It does.
It's an egg with feet.
It was locked, but we opened it, but it was empty.
Fun story.
What do you think that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
Kneeling on the floor.
There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
Flora's room, okay.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy. That looks like it might belong to Poppy. How odd. Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled
Tainted.
can return it to its pure form. It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were they saying?
Poppy and Freya.
Arguing about something, but I can't remember the details. Who gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
I see. And what happens if the person who contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
Tangle Tower.
Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those mountain cliff things around the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation.
Okay, so we're gonna go back into, say, Freya's room and take another look. This Freya's room.
It's a little glass box.
These are the bugs.
Again.
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
It's when I showed him this. Okay, we'll try this puzzle again.
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
I'm already getting angry about this puzzle.
Nothing.
Did you find a hint on those scraps? Looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
This is already different from yesterday. What? Orange. Small. Green. Pink. And a wide brush. Blue. Oh, this could be right around the other way.
That was incorrect.
Each brush has various characters. The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
There we go.
Perfect.
No. Why is this little one this and this big one that? No. Fucking no. What? No. What? What? What does that mean? I don't like that. I'm calling bullshit right now.
What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
Hey. So now we can put these photos together, right? Right? How do we do that? How do we put the photo together? These are all the girls. You got two watches on, that's kind of cool.
Name, Flora Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown. Likes, unknown. Dislikes, unknown.
Isn't she your mother? How do you not know anything?
I believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
And
She doesn't talk at all.
has Flora been
In community, non-verbal.
She's always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So, what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond.
Oh.
Name, Freya Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, artist. Deceased.
Deceased.
Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
Who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became 1. Increasingly independent, and 2. Increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The three of you are friends.
Yeah.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. 1 scientist, 1 artist, and 1 musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
Can I ask her about this photo?
This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
Ooh.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
They're not going to tell me it's Poppy, are they?
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what.
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Okay. What about this lens?
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh yes, it has a telescopic lens. It could only be used for looking at things that are far away.
Okay.
That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
A trowel.
It is. A wooden carving of my father, made by
My father.
Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
It's the murder weapon.
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya? I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever. The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp. Have you deciphered their meaning yet?
We're working on it.
We are?
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right. But why?
I do not know why. Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself.
Yeah.
I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife.
It's not a knife
I
then.
noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood. not paint.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not a whole pot. It is only partially full.
Yeah, but still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring. An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere. Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes
Poppy.
you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be? A book.
My book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
Pages. She's not going to tell us.
Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
Next.
What a mess.
Feathers.
Penelope should tidy up after herself.
Yeah.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
Loot statue.
Earmuffs do not go on statues.
she's just OCD.
Now, this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
No, it is not.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh. You wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field
Ah.
is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate. There is a drawing of me, a drawing
Fifi.
of Detective Hawkshaw,
Yes.
and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Yes.
I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell...
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Correct.
Apart from the one in the painting.
which as a mere abstract representation does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife.
Nobody has ever been stabbed by a concept of a
That
knife.
belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and in the Grand Hall.
I have seen.
What's the deal with all the eggs?
What's the deal with all of the eggs?
The red paint on the brush is not
Blood?
paint.
Blood.
It is blood.
Blood, blood, blood.
Same for the palette.
So
Same for the
Freya
palette.
added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
Fifi did it.
I do not know the answer.
Damn it, Fifi.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
Ooh.
Inheritance.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
Oh. I think that's about all we want to talk to. I could talk about other shit like Hackshaw.
Hawkshaw. Age, unknown. Profession, private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard.
Yeah, I didn't really get much out of here.
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, oh. Apparently Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist.
Crypto-botanist.
Dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Crypto-botanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
giant fits not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got 5.
So,
Yeah, who's gonna go there?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
He was carrying a knife!
Name, Felix Fellow. Age, 53. Profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes,
Aww.
the inescapable
I do that.
realities of human existence. Notes, Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No.
No? Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the 2 possible answers.
what makes him a bad father, Fifi?
010001.
Expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct. Name, Fiona
Yeah.
Fellow. Age, 19. Profession,
Oh, Fifi stands for Fiona.
biologist. Likes, the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
She prefers Fifi.
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tangle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly 1 grandparent.
Yeah, we've seen the family tree.
Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Oh, and last day pointer.
Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me.
That's it. We're gonna ask him why he had the knife, or we're gonna speak to the stupid detective that's here first.